Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna review Christine. So let's start from her stats. So her stats, I must say, it's just ordinary, okay? But in normal form is simply bad because she doesn't have 200% change damage modifier on her normal form. But I guess it's okay because her brushy form lasts forever on the battle, and I don't see any importance of her being on normal form except for the first turn. Okay, on the brushy form, I must say it is quite nice because she gets that 200% change damage modifier and innate dual wield, so there is no reason to make her into true double hand, so make her into dual wield mage. And she also has 30% physical and magic evasion, so if you need to make her into having 100% physical evasion, this is definitely good. She also has 50% limit burst damage, which is useful because you will see later that she kinda rely on her limit burst to be significant on this meta. And 5 limit burst regen per turn is useless because her limit burst require 80 limit burst crystals to be used. Okay, so that's all for her stats. Now let's take a look on her normal form. So her normal form is really, I must say, it's kinda useless. She can chain with 2 chaining family, Absolute Zero and Chaos Wave Awaken. But for Chaos Wave Awaken, I don't think you want to use her because the damage is simply too low. It's only 18 times damage. And yeah, calculating damage modifier boost from her passive, that's only about, let's say, 28 times, so it is terrible damage. And Absolute Zero, while deal nice damage, it's also better on her Brave Shift because remember, on this form she doesn't have plus 200% change damage modifier. And I can say that the only significant ability that she has on normal form is the ability to imbue ice element to ally, so quite nice. And yes, her Grandest ability, this Grandest ability will be useful for a setup on her Brave Shift form. And like you can see that her limit burst only useful to activate her quad cast. On normal situations is only dual caster, so kind of bad, but that's it for normal form. Let's take a look on Brave Shift form. So on Brave Shift form, she is still Absolute Zero Chainer, and yes, she has permanent quadcast on this form. Okay, very nice, but again, I must complain, the Absolute Zero chain damage is kind of low, only 40 times. If you compare it to, let's say, Neophysian Awakened mage like Kefka, then this damage modifier is definitely low. I know, okay, she gets 200% change damage modifier, but still, it is pretty low, 40 times damage. And sure, she has 74 times Absolute Zero chain from her cooldown ability, but like I said, cooldown ability, so it is not usable on every turn. And I think the only reason you use her Absolute Zero chain is to fill your limit burst gauge, because her limit burst need 80 limit burst crystals. And by casting that Absolute Zero chain move, you will fill 20 limit burst crystals per cast. So by quad casting, you can use your limit burst on the next turn. And one thing to notice here, she inflict 3 random ailments to all enemies. This is useful for Arena, and I think, okay, I don't play Japan version, but when I read Demon Chimera Extreme, it seems that you need to inflict disease on that Chimera, so it doesn't heal himself. So this ability gonna be useful on that battle. And yes, she also has Beast Killer for magic, so yes, I can say she is probably the budget mage for Demon Chimera. Let's just wait until that. For now, let's talk about her limit burst. Her limit burst, it requires 80 LB crystals, like I have said before, so you can use it easily by casting your Absolute Zero chain 4 times and you can use it on the next turn. So it is not a problem. The problem is she doesn't have limit burst damage buff. Sure, she gets 50% from her limit burst, but it's kind of low. And yes, it's only applied after you use it. So it's only useful for the next limit burst. On the first limit burst, you don't get it. Okay? So this way you need to have a character who able to give her limit burst damage. Okay, because if you don't have better limit burst damage, then this limit burst only deal 200 times damage modifier, which is very low. For rotation, simply use Eternal Winter and Unrelenting Chill. So Unrelenting Chill only fill 30 limit burst crystals, but yes, her normal form only require 30 limit bursts. So I believe it is still full on her Brave Shift form. So you can use your limit burst on the second turn. But if I'm mistaken, then yes, simply use Quad Cast Absolute Zero to use it on the next turn. Okay, so pretty simple to use, but maybe the damage modifier is not that great unless you have certain gear for it. So let's talk about equipment. So for normal form, I can say simply build her magic. After all, this is simply your setup turn, and yes, I can say it is a backup turn just in case you die on Brave Shift form. So yes, that will be very bad because she has 11 turns cooldown to Brave Shift form. Okay, very annoying. Really, yeah, I don't think they need to nerf her Brave Shift cooldown that much. Okay, really annoying, I must say, to Gumi. And yes, Brave Shift form is her main strength. Her normal form is simply bad, but yes, her Brave Shift form need limit burst damage equipment, so you need to have the right gear for her. For weapon, you can equip Black Roselia. It is Sakura of the Delta Star STMR, so congratulations if you have it. And remember, she is a true dual wielder, so you can equip 2 of this if you have it. And for abilities, you can simply equip Heart of Overcoming Hatred, Astral Protection, or other limit burst damage boost. Remember that she is true dual wield, so you can get magic boost stats from your weapon by going to item enhancement world and get nice magic boost. So on that case, you can focus on limit burst damage on your abilities, and if you don't have it, then don't worry because you can still focus on killers. Okay, especially Beast, because I think she is made to become budget demon Chimera killer. So yes, don't worry if you don't have Sora, Kingdom Hearts 3 STMR, because you can replace it for killer. And for vision card, because she relies on limit burst damage, of course the best vision card for her is Starlight and Lena vision card. She is also happen to be female, so yes, good, or maybe the best card maybe for her. And for partner, so like I have said, she doesn't have great limit burst damage buff, so Yoshikiri is one of the good candidate for her partner. Another reason is Yoshikiri able to imperil ice resist and imbue ice element to all allies. Imbuing ice element to all will be useful because her limit burst chain with Extreme Nova. So like you know that most Extreme Nova chainer are physical attackers, so this is another troll from Gumi, I think. So yes, Neo Vision Rain is another good partner for her because he able to give 100% limit burst damage. It is spammable, and yes, his Brave Shift Neo Vision Hyo able to chain with Extreme Nova. So that's for equipment and partner. Now my conclusion for Christine. So let me be honest, I can say that she is kinda disappointing. Very low damage modifier for Absolute Zero chain. I wish they make her into Chaos Wave Awakened, but yes, they want to troll us, so let's just deal with it. But I still hope she can become budget demon Chimera killer. So most of you say that Neo Vision Physalis is the Chimera killer. Yes, because Demon Chimera Extreme has like minus 75% ice resist. So ice element gonna be good against Demon Chimera, and that's what make Kristen really good. But again, Kristen being able to chain with Extreme Nova, that means she need to have duplicate, because if you don't have duplicate, or if you don't have a friend who have Kristen, then you will have hard time to find suitable chaining partner. Because just think about it, sure, I have said that Hyo Neo Vision able to chain with this Kristen, but he's physical attacker, so maybe not a good example for that. So yes, if you don't have Neo Vision Physalis and want to defeat Demon Chimera Extreme as soon as possible when it is released, then I think you should search for friend who has Kristen. Okay, and another thing I like from her is she has good STMR. Like you can see that she gives you, her STMR gives you 50% magic and 50% true dual wield, which is pretty good for most mage. And remember that true double hand mage is kind of crappy, so true dual wield mage is the best. So this STMR is definitely good. Okay, and her sprite design is also very good, I must say. Okay, it is just too bad the character is not that great, I must say. Okay, and I think that's all you need to know about Kristen. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Private XP. Bye bye, guys.